Now, what Daniel talks about does touch on a topic that does need fixing amongst the many, many social problems in this country alone, but certainly in the world that needs fixing. The problem that I've only touched on of rape culture. Thanks to Anonymous once again, and I tip my hat to you, Anonymous. If I had any sort of skills and I didn't have a child to worry about, I might try to see about, I would have probably tried to see about sharpening my skills and becoming one of you, because I do believe in your social changes that you try to work towards. Now, this is disgusting, but this talks of many different types of social ills. Now, what was at least the original point of what Daniel was talking about? Well, he was talking about, where is this place? I believe it's Steubenville or something of that nature. Sorry, my mind is leaving. Oh, excuse me. Steubenville, Ohio. There was a football party, and a 16-year-old girl was allegedly raped by multiple athletes as she lay unconscious. As the story goes, and it's hard to substantiate anything at this point, and so this becomes a bit of a gray area here. But this girl broke up with one of the members of the football team. Apparently, some other girls had been doing it, and so the football team, being what it is, decided that they wanted to put a stop to this practice because, oh no, I can't force women to be in a relationship with me. Jeez, man, we're losing our power, guys, and we're guys, so we have to have the power. So how can we get the power back? Well, if we teach them a lesson by raping these bitches, then they'll know that we own them because we're football players and we get that prestige, we get that ability. And who's going to call it on us? We're the football team. We get to do what we want. Now, granted, that's an oversimplification. Guilty is charged in terms of the ideals with the football team there, but let's be very honest. So many football players and teams oftentimes get away with so many disgusting things that are later divulged, where people like coaches, officials, and others have known about what has gone on and just kind of waved it under the rug because football, kind of to make the Daria point, as it were, because, you know, it is stupid to say that like football is like religion and that anybody who believes in professional sports is an idiot. Sorry, Dusty, but that doesn't fully hold up. That said, though, there are, in a way, though, he's not that much off in terms of the fact that we will allow for so much, we will overlook so much because we herald these people as giants, these celebs, these football players, even celebs too. I'm willing to throw them into the pot as well. You know, we give them slaps on the wrist because, oh, well, you're a great receiver. I don't want you messing that up in jail, you know. And then we stand back in horror when somebody kills his girlfriend, his wife, then goes to the training center and then, or kills his wife and his mom, goes to the training center and shoots himself. Oh, yeah, and by the way, he shot one of the kids. Or shot his kid. You know, and I'm not even going to touch on the whole Michael Vick thing because, to be honest with you, I think justice was served in that case. But do you think if things were quite so public that people would have gone after Vick the way that they did? I seriously highly doubt it because oftentimes that's not what I'm seeing, at least expressed in the news. Now, I may be getting biased views from the news, and that's I'm willing to admit that. This is a field I have not yet checked out, but especially in high schools and colleges, these players practically practically get away with murder. And we're willing to just be like, oh, it's all right. It's fine. No, no. They're good. They're good. They're good kids. They're good kids. Maybe after season we'll reprimand them if we feel like it. But no, we can't let this ruin our homecoming game. We can't let actual events affect our games because games, we need sports. We need that revelry. We need all that stuff. No, no. We need to dismantle the boys' clubs that do tend to form in here. These people who are willing to do anything and everything for each other because of the love of the game. And it's ridiculous. This isn't the first time that we've had a football team involved with an underage girl and having to deal with these situations here. The fact that this went to court and two people got thrown under the bus in this situation here, despite the fact that they have apparently what by all definitions is child pornography, because these guys were taking pictures and tweeting about raping this girl or taking this girl to these other parties to be finger banged and raped by random people because, never mind the STDs that she could have or the fact that maybe she could be spreading them around once she's infected because, like they're going to check these things, especially if it's a case of revenge. Oh, what, they're going to make the guys wear condoms? These guys go through and ruin the life of an unconscious girl for revenge. And we consider this okay. Now, this is no more okay than when women use things like, say, actual false rape accusations against men and ruin their lives, destroy their careers, destroy their families because, oh, I was mad. And here I've got a law that can be on my side, a law that I can take care of. But no, nothing about this is okay. From the adult webmaster who is on their page distributing these images, which is technically, if it is true, by the way, distribution of child pornography, which is illegal and should be, because that's just disgusting. But the fact that he's passing around these photographs of this crime, and we're willing to sweep it under the rug like we do with the military, where some of these situational rapists will be passing around pictures being like, hey, this bitch is highly rapeable. Get her alone and she's all yours. You can have that all you want. And then when they get caught with their pants down practically, they've got a whole bunch of guys around them willing to say, oh, no, it wasn't what it looked like. Oh, she was drunk. She was asking for it. Oh, she had her tube top on with her uniform, so she's a slut. So you can't trust a thing she says because she's a slut, and therefore she has no rights. And even a slut apparently cannot be raped because sluts are not people. Sluts are highly rapeable, and they deserve everything they get. Sound familiar? I feel like I'm repeating myself, and it's so disgusting how much of a spider web that just spreads out all over the place, that interweaves itself in a running theme throughout almost all the topics I tend to talk about socially, about society. We care about pain until somehow it affects us, and then suddenly we want nothing to do with it. We want to make excuses. We want to make reasons why somebody is not credible. We want to make reasons why, instead of refuting the evidence, instead of refuting the points, we want to just basically try to destroy the person as if that undoes the events that have happened, as if it justifies the pain that has happened to these people. And then if that doesn't work, we just want to take up our toys and go home, because that's much better than actually having to face up to the fact of what we are. We are a rape culture. We make excuses for rapists. We make it so hard for rape to be persecuted, as well as we make it so easy for women to make false rape accusations and ruin a guy's life, a man's life. This isn't working. We're hurting each other one way or another. And in some cases, we're hurting each other deeper than what we hurt with the other. And this isn't working. How can we support this culture and act as if we're really all that much moral? We're really a Christian nation until it comes to things like rape, and then we're willing to be barbarians. We're willing to allow for the most heinous things, so long as it doesn't impact us or doesn't impact our ideals or our beliefs or our anything. We put on this mask, much like Anonymous puts on a mask, to hide ourselves away, to put on this air that we care. I care about your rape. I care about your rape. I care about your child's rape. But yet when it comes right down to it, when it comes right down to the actual facts, figures, statistics, and the actual justice, it's just not there. And again, rather than fixing it, it's not going to be easy, but it's got to be done. Rather than actually fixing it, rather than actually becoming or stepping away from the rape culture that we, at least here in America, have become, we revel in it. We bro-fist that shit. And it's disgusting. This kind of stuff cannot be allowed, especially not when it pertains to sports figures. I don't care what age they are. If they're old enough to do that, to mastermind that, they're old enough to face the consequences of the actions that they've done. And I doubt, even when talking about this, that justice is going to be done in this. Because we're a rape culture. I know we want to deny it. I know we want to act like we're not, that we're holier than thou, that we're not part of the problem. We're part of the solution. But I'm sorry, we're not. The first step to fixing this is admitting that we have a problem. And that is long, long overdue.